All right. It's a great day to be a Coyote. Welcome, Coyote Nation, to another episode of Back to Pack Podcast, where we are going to be bringing you all of your favorite games, memories, and, of course, content with your fellow Coyotes. As a disclaimer, we have no affiliation to the University of South Dakota. This is a podcast ran by fans for fans. The ideas and comments you hear do not represent the university. Our opinions are our own. Be sure to find us on Twitter at BackToPackSD. With that being said, let's get going. All right. Welcome, Coach Finney. How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I mean, I'm feeling good because we're inching ever so closely to Coyote football.
Man, we're dangerously close now. Feels good. Feels good.
We're on the horizon right now, man. We can see over the hill.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So how you settling into Vermilion?
I like the Vern, man. It's been good.
Yeah.
Small town, everybody knows each other, but a lot of support. And, I got to get around to do some fishing or some of that. But, other than that, man, I've been enjoying it. Love everything about the town. And, yeah, no complaints.
Yeah. Well, shoot, your team that you got behind you, your boys in the secondary, they know how to put it down out on the lake. You're going to have to get them to bring you along.
I know. I don't even know the name of I know what a bass is. I know that you can't sleep on the walleye at Bunyan's. I know that much.
Shout out, Joel.
That, yeah, I know all that.
That's fantastic.
I love that.
So have you made your trip to Bunyan's yet then? Oh no.
I'm sleeping on it, literally.
You are sleeping on it a little bit.
It's unfortunate.
Hey, that's all right.
There's plenty of time, right? Vermilion's small, so it's like you can hit all the restaurants like 2 weeks, right? I mean,
I'll hit it. Yeah, I'll hit it. We'll get some wins this season, plenty of them, and then I'll make sure I get over there on some Saturday afternoon, check out the walleye.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wins for walleye. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. Yeah, well, shoot, you got to Vermilion and you got instantly thrown into the fire. Mm-hmm. So I don't blame you for not making it to Bunyan's yet. Have you even really been home?
Not really. I mean, I know the Dakota Dome really, really well.
Yep.
I know where everything's at in there. I know the little crevices, the spots of where to go. I know all the different bathrooms, the different places to get everything. So I've kind of made home in there.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that one.
And that's kind of a good segue, Jake, into that. I guess, Coach, maybe take us through the timeline a little bit, because it was kind of a short time frame, but it really was kind of a short time frame and when you came on board. So maybe for folks that don't know, just take us through kind of what that transition timeline kind of looked for you when you came to Vermilion.
Yeah, so ended up getting into Vermilion really like right before spring break-ish. So right when spring break happened, I kind of there got introduced to all the guys that spring break happened. So, over that spring break, it wasn't, it was the spring, but it wasn't a break. So I was able to, I had to go and learn the scheme and know the culture and, talking to Coach Johansson a lot and Coach Kirch, because I was coming from the University of Cincinnati where I spent last year. So quick transition, definitely jumped on the opportunity to be able to be a Yote and be a part of the great program. Jumped right in right after spring break. We went right into spring ball and we were running. So obviously there was a great standard of defensive back play that's been, played throughout the last few years or, several years before that. So definitely wanted to come in here and get ingratiated with the culture, but, try to learn as fast as I could and get help from everybody, including players, from equipment manager to, the players. So I was trying to learn as much as I could during that time.
Yeah. And so you bring up the past culture with the corners at USD. You got Miles Harden being drafted just a couple years ago. And now I'm drawing a blank on it, of course. But then we also put another Coyote into the NFL.
Mike Reed.
Carolina. Mike Reed, thank you. Yeah. Too many names, too many players to remember on all of this. But he's doing phenomenal work at Carolina. Did the success that USD's had play into any factors on joining the Yotes?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I thought I was in a really good situation and opportunity at the University of Cincinnati. So I definitely wasn't going to leave there for any opportunity that I didn't feel like would be great from a culture and winning standpoint, and also for the growth as me as a coach. So, when Coach Johansson gave me a call, I'm like, number one, the ability to compete to win for national championships. And number two, go to another place where I'm not the smartest in the room and I can learn something along the way. So that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, if you're not the smartest in the room, you're doing something wrong. Or if you are the smartest in the room, you need to change who you're around. I believe that fully.
No.
All right. So we'll start. Yeah, you got here in spring. Obviously, no spring break for you. Just right into football, and then the transfer portal work happened. I mean, there was no layup by any means. You guys went to work, and the secondary was no exception to that. I think of 27, just as a whole, safeties and corners, what we added, I think 9, if I remember correctly, something around there.
Mm-hmm.
What's going through your head where you have to build a relationship and, find the right guys all in that small of a window?
Yeah, it was definitely, with the way college football's gone, I think everybody from fans to college football coaches can see that the timing of everything right now and the way everything happens is completely utter chaos, right? You're in the middle of spring football and you're trying to navigate the portal at the same time, regardless of what's happening and what the rule book says is supposed to happen. So, once spring ball happened and we had some departures, which were well documented, we had to go out on the hunt to try to get some more Yotes in here. And, luckily, I think as a staff, we had a good outline, and Coach Johansson did a good job of just, being a steady presence and giving us and Coach Rosenthal as well, giving us a good plan and outlook of how we're going to attack it. And I think from a personal level, I was a junior college coach from a long time, and I coached and I played junior college. So the art of your roster flipping and people leaving and replacing was regular life for me. That was nothing new. I'm used to that. I'm used to having guys for 6 months, having them for a year, reestablishing a culture every single semester. So that aspect wasn't new to me, but it was definitely new how we had to attack it at the Division I level. And at the level and the standard of the program, we couldn't bring in anybody. I couldn't bring in this guy or this guy just to bring them in. We had to bring in guys that we feel like can adapt to our culture and help us win at the level that we want to win at.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't even think about that because I know obviously you spent quite a bit of time at Iowa Western, correct?
Correct.
So I saw that in your guys' recruiting for the transfer portal. This is the first time I've really seen us jump into the junior college route. It doesn't seem like we're really touching on that very much. I didn't even think about how quickly you had to turn a roster for, the 2-year window that you might get at max with these guys. So yeah, that's crazy to even think about.
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround, and there's a lot of parallels to that level of football in here, just in terms of those quick windows and how you operate. And at the end of the day, a lot of it's just player acquisition. You have to figure out different ways to get the players on campus and in your program and get them evaluated in a very short amount of time. So whatever resources or pools that we have on staff and connection, you try to use every avenue that you can to be able to improve.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, Jake, that's probably a good segue as well here. But speaking of your previous coaching experience, maybe again for folks who don't know, maybe take us through kind of both your playing and coaching days of kind of how you got to where you are today. I know a lot of us are familiar with it, but if you don't mind kind of walking through that, I think that's a nice kind of background to give folks.
Yeah. I grew up in Southern California, so all the stereotypical Southern California guy, I guess I'm really that. So, then I went to, played good high school football, Corona Centennial High School, won some state championships. It was good. I always say I wasn't famous from the high school, but I played with a guy named Bontes Burfict that everybody knows out there in the NFL who, you know what I mean? Fame. Yeah. Then went on to junior college, played there for 2 years, played my freshman year, redshirted my second year, ended up getting hurt. Ended up getting a scholarship to University of Illinois. I always have kind of like a famous story that my parents dropped me off at the airport, and I'm about to go to Illinois. My mom's in the lobby crying. My dad's looking at me like, "Go ahead, son." Yeah. I'm going up the escalator like, man, life is never going to be the same. Well, I got on a pair of Crocs, no socks, just green Crocs, no socks. I get off the plane in Champaign, Illinois. It's 4 inches of snow. I'm like, they did not tell me this in recruiting, man. So I walk off. My feet are just getting pounded by snow. And I'm like, no way. All the coaches making fun of me, laughing. I'm like, this is crazy. Yeah. It was wild. Played then I started investing in Carhartts and things like that. So I think I adjusted pretty nicely to that. Got a good collection in here. Probably got about 4 different colors. They're nice, too. Then we getting on to that. Then I ended up transitioning to coaching. Division III school in Chicago, Concordia, Chicago. Defensive backs coach. Got my master's degree, which is a graduate assistant. From there, went straight to Iowa Western. 6 seasons. Defensive backs coach, special teams coordinator. Got a call last March, I guess technically, March 2024. Was able to be the assistant defensive backs coach working with the safeties at the University of Cincinnati. Then, bang, fast forward to March 2025, and I'm in Vermilion.
Crazy. It's crazy how fast football can just change everything around you. But that's fantastic. I do want to touch on your time a little bit at Illinois. So you got a fairly lengthy resume while playing there, even being named team captain. What was it like getting experience playing in the Big Ten, such a powerhouse of a conference?
Oh, it was awesome. It's kind of what I dreamed of as a kid. I had a cousin growing up. A lot of family members that played Division I football, but I had a cousin growing up that played for USC. And I used to think I was going to be a Trojan. I'm like, I'm going to go play for Pete Carroll. This thing's over. I'm staying home. Everybody coming to the Coliseum. I'm going to play in all the Rose Bowl. And then only Midwest schools gave me offers at a junior college. And I'm like, man, what is going on? Like, there's no none of that. So, yeah, Illinois is a great experience. Got to play in, everybody that I wanted to play growing up, big stadiums, everything that you can dream of. It was a tough time. College football's tough. I learned a lot as a man, grew up, but definitely was able to get out there. And I think what helped me the most, kind of parlaying into my coaching, is that I was able to play a lot of positions growing up in football. As a receiver in high school, I came to the junior college. I went to College of the Canyons as a corner. Then I transitioned to safety. And then when I went to Illinois, I ended up playing nickel. So I've kind of felt all of the defensive back spots. And then I've also played a little bit of receiver in my time. So I feel like that gives me some advantages on just the mindset of a player and being able to see the run game and the pass game with some duality.
So you still out there competing with the boys through some reps?
They don't want to see me out there, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm 32, and I'm really in my prime. I tell them all the time, you can ask any of them. I just started my prime probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I'm on the LeBron plan. So I'm 32 right now, and I think I'm probably going to get out of my prime at about 45. So I think I got a good 13 more years left of big-time football in me.
There we go. There you go. NFL scouts, if you're tuning in.
It's available. Yeah, I'm available. Yeah, I'm ready to go, to be honest with you.
You two need to settle down. We had enough turnover at the coaching position for a little bit. So let's take a break.
Okay. All right. You're right.
Yeah, I'll chill out.
No, that's fantastic. And, it's got to be nice being such a young coach, getting to work with kids anywhere from 18 to 23, I think is roughly where the kids are at. Does that help at all, being close, being able to relate with them better?
Yeah, it does. I know one day that's going to end to some degree, but I think it does help. The only difference is now is that, like, I still remember when there was no cell phones and I had to call my dad on a pager. They have no idea what that's like now. So I'm like, I remember life without no cell phones. I'm like, damn, coach, you old. You really an uncle now. So how that goes. But yeah, it does help. Just being in that age range definitely helps understand the mentality. Some of the music we listen to is the same. I can still get on the video games. I don't play that actively, but I can still put in work when I need. So even, current events that are going on or just what their spots that they're in their life, I was definitely closer to that than maybe some others are if you're a little bit older.
Well, shoot. We're all in the same boat because I'm 33. I think, Grant, you're 33 as well, correct?
Oh, we're good.
Yeah. So,
34. You're getting close to being over the hill. Yeah.
I know. I'm creeping up there. It's a slippery slope.
I'm trying to make it to 34. We'll see how it goes.
I tell you what, though, our era of music when we were high school, college, nothing better. So
we have the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Every generation says it, right? Ours is the best, obviously.
Yeah, man. Like we at least, At least we have Blink 182s, all the small things, some Lil Wayne or something.
Exactly. We got the range, is what we can say. I think everything hit the peak during our.
Yeah, we're diverse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So while between our last show and this show, we had Missouri Valley Media Days here in Sioux Falls, which also led to the Missouri Valley preseason poll come out. Now, Coach, have you seen this? Has it made its way through the locker room?
I'm going to say I've seen it just now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we
There's
took
your
offense for you guys
Good.
on this. Yeah. So it definitely was great seeing those 3 votes for first place. I truly believe that they were in the right minds when they voted that way. But the disrespect for us to be third, it still blows my mind on this one. So we'll let you do a little coach speak on that one. You don't have to break out your true thoughts.
Yeah, no doubt. The games will be played in the fall. So the good
Yep.
part about it is many of the teams on the schedule we play. So at
Yep.
the end of the day, the preseason, and we'll see what it is when the final standings go up. But yeah, definitely we know the Missouri Valley Conference, and we understand a lot of these teams, and we're gonna have multiple members of the conference in the playoff contention. I think what's good about it, obviously, the rankings say what they do, but the ability to go out there and prove yourself and prove that you belong and consistently belong at the top of the conference is definitely on the forefront of our mentality. And that all starts here in a couple of days in fall camp. So I don't, this bulletin isn't posted in our facility, but I'm sure many are aware, as you guys are. So definitely have something to wake up for and get after it a little bit.
Exactly.
And that's my coach speak right there.
Did you get a chance to make it up to Sioux Falls then for media days?
I did not. I was not a representative down there.
Well, I know some of you might have made it up since it's only about a 40-minute drive or so. I didn't know if you snuck along.
It takes you 40 minutes to get to Sioux Falls. You must be going 93.
81.
You go 93 on 29. I can already tell.
It's like 40 from the coffee cup. How about that?
Yeah, okay, we'll talk coffee cup.
Okay,
that's Verm to me. Once you see the coffee cup, once you're there,
it's a wrap.
That's true.
Exactly.
That is true.
We're in Verm.
You know what's coming next.
Yeah, I agree.
And we got to shout out Dustin here in the chat real quick. We'll pull that up. He's not wrong. Should be number 1. We all believe it. We'll just prove it at the end of when the season ends.
Shout out to Dustin, though, man. Shout out to Dustin.
Yeah, Dustin knows what's up.
Yeah, Dustin knows the deal, man.
Jake, do you want to give your thoughts on the poll itself? I have some thoughts. I could do a whole show about my thoughts on it, but I'll obviously.
Yeah, I want to hear all the thoughts.
I'll give a Cliff Note version tonight because I don't want to wear us out. But I'll let Jake go ahead first if you got anything that popped off. Obviously, the 3.
Let's go, Jake.
The 3 first place votes is you kind of already mentioned that, but go ahead.
Yep. So I'm not going to touch the top 4. I think the correct teams are in the top 4. The order is incorrect, but that's my own opinion. 5 through 10 is absolutely wild. It is going to be a crapshoot this year. I do like Youngstown there. What's a fall preview show without me saying UND is too high? I mean, you guys have been ragging on me. Was I wrong last year? I said they weren't a top 4 team, and I think they were bottom 4 is what they ended up being. So we'll see. UNI, it's hard because Indiana State and Murray State really don't bring it yet. They haven't really brought much that excites me on their transfers. Murray State brought in, I think, almost 50 transfers and recruits coming into this season. It doesn't build a great culture very quickly. Hopefully, they can turn some stuff around, but as you can see, they are very picked very last and in a long ways away.
Yeah, no, I think I've got some similar thoughts. I would say you're right. The top 4 is correct. Illinois State is
I'm excited to watch Rittenhouse play.
Rittenhouse is he's that guy for them, right? That's a guy that makes you nervous on Saturdays.
Yep.
I think I'm very glad we get them at home this year. I would not want to go on the road to Illinois State this year. I don't. That's not something I'd be excited about. So I like that that's a home game. That's going to be a huge game. I don't know if the casual fan understands how big that game's going to be yet, but they will by the time it gets here. So that's good. I agree with you. I was shocked to see us not in the top 2. I thought for sure we'd be in the top 2. You look at the votes, we're only talking about 6 votes, but I think it is a nod with the 3 first place votes that people are feeling that too. So, and then I agree with you too. I would say Murray State and Indiana State, they're just not in a spot to compete right now. So no disrespect to them, but that's just the reality of it. But that 5 through 8, I'll include UND and UNI.
It's gonna be
that's as wide open as it can be right now. And you and I too. I don't love the trip to UNI ever. They're down a little bit. Their program's not, they're rebuilding too, right? But that 5 through 8, I'm really, really excited to see what kind of shakes out in that. The other one I will say too is Southern Illinois. It's just that one of those teams. I don't know. It seems like we always play them tough up until this last year. Kind of embarrassed them, ran them out of the dome, but that's another team. Like if they could stay healthy, who knows what they can bring. So
exactly.
It's exciting when you see a preseason poll. I'll tell you that much. It means we're real close to football.
Exactly. All right, and the one thing I just want to touch on with you and that one will be interesting, just with Coach Stepsis walking in and seeing what he can bring.
Yeah,
you're right. It's not always fun making it over to their dome, but I got to feel pretty confident going into that one until they prove me otherwise.
Agreed. Yeah, not. Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see what he can bring, because especially when you come from the non-scholarship league, right? Like you're working with basically nothing to now you've got full scholarships in the best conference in the country. I mean,
it's a step up.
You can flip that quick, right? Like a good culture can flip that quick, right? We of all people have seen that. So
exactly. And then the only part I'm gonna add to, just because I remembered it, you were talking about Illinois State and not wanting to have that one on the road, which I agree. Actually, my feelings on Illinois State this upcoming fall, it feels eerily similar to the path that USD has taken in these last 3 years. They weren't really competitive. Then they found their quarterback, made it to the playoffs, didn't really show up in the playoffs. They get their quarterback back for one more year. I could see something matching up with what we did last year for them doing this year.
Yeah, it would not shock me to see them as like a conference contender all the way up until the end. Like I'm talking like conference title contender all the way till the end. It could be a 3-4 horse race looking up at that last week of the season, which bring it on. Let's do it.
And we get 2 of the 3 in the top 4 at the dome, and we get one breaking in a quarterback early. Whoever the quarterback ends up being, we got Coach Finney there coaching the guys up. They're just going to tear up that new quarterback anyways.
Got to be competitive out there. Yeah.
I'm setting him up. He's not taking the bait, that's for sure.
He's not going to take the bait tonight. That's fine. That's fine. We don't want him to take the bait.
Yeah, exactly.
Material, so.
Yeah, the Bunnies put me on the bulletin last year, so that's my bad.
Yeah. It happens.
Well, they took it out of context. They cut me off early. I said they need to go into Brookings and play like it's just another stadium. They just said, they cut it off and say, yeah, USD is just going into it like it's a regular stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, that's what you know.
It is what it is. If they need me to motivate them, they're not doing that good. All right, so go ahead, Grant.
Sorry, because we'll pivot back. Sorry, Coach. I don't want to.
You're good.
Make you hang here too much. But one other thing, and I don't know if we probably don't. If you have it, Jake, I forgot to mention too, but they did the watch list as well for the Missouri Valley, and a lot of Coyotes showed up there. A lot of our captains as well, but one in particular, since we've got Coach on here, Tim White, I'm guessing you probably spent a lot of time with here in the last 90 days or so, but just wanted to hear your thoughts about not only him being on, national watch lists, Missouri Valley watch lists, vote as a team captain. Just want to kind of get your thoughts around that, because obviously he's going to be a big time leader in that secondary this year.
Yeah. Tim's taking a big leadership role. I'm with Tim a lot. Obviously, Coach Manch guy is too. Obviously, he kind of heads that room, and him and Tim are kind of lock and step there. But Tim's done a great job. He's been a leader for us. He's the only returning player truly in our secondary that's been out there under the lights in the dome, has played a role in the past. And I know just with his work ethic that he's put in this summer in the weight room, conditioning, leading the guys throughout the summer, that he's looking to have a big time year. We're counting on him to do that. We know he's putting in the work to do that. And I think Tim's going to have a big time year for us. And, he's made some plays in the past, but I know he thinks and knows he can do it at a whole nother level. So he's going to be a big part of our future this season, and not only looking to bring some W's to the Yotes, but also some accolades that he can go out there and earn himself.
He's one guy I'm really excited for. He's really taken a workman approach to it. He like you said, he hasn't had the full spotlight. He's been out there for some very important situations in the past. Never had the starting label to it, but I call him a starter from last season anyways with the snaps he played. And it feels so good to see him be rewarded for those efforts.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, and our team is really, really confident in him. Coach Manch is confident in him. Coach Johansson's confident in him. Coach Kirch is confident in him. So brings a lot of confidence to our unit, and we're looking at him, especially early in this season, to kind of set the tone for us.
Exactly. And then, switching gears to your room, your room's very young when you got here at first. Now you had Roman Tillman, who's played, I'd say, starter minutes for the most part. He took a great opportunity to play when Shaheed was out at the beginning of the season. He even got a couple starts, if I remember correctly. But he played in critical situations as well. So what has he meant to you in your transition to USD?
I might give you some breaking news here, but
okay.
Roman plays safety.
Yeah, I forgot. I do remember that.
Good. Roman's versatile, though. Roman can play corner.
Yeah.
Roman can play some things. No, Roman's a big deal too. He's gonna be a big time player for this year. No, just because he's in the other room, Roman's like that.
No, and you reminded me too, because we were at that spring family day and we were going through the line, and the cornerback article came out, but the safety article hasn't come out yet at that point.
Yeah.
And I walked up to Roman. I was like, "Oh, thank God you're still here. I thought you were transferring." He goes, No, I moved.
Yeah, no. But there was a situation in spring ball where obviously, dude, it's obviously known the numbers were a little bit light in the corner room.
Yep.
And Roman would hop down there and play corner, and we get them down there and practice. Like, Roman, go ahead and go to corner. He's like, all right, cool. Go down there, do his work, go right back up there to safety. So
that's awesome.
Roman's a versatile player. He's we'll catch him a lot of places on the field.
Now we'll talk about the guys that you did have in there, because you may have gave a corner to the safety room, but you also pulled the safety out of there. So what's it like transitioning from the safety to the cornerback position?
Yeah, the main thing is you have a little bit less on your plate. I shouldn't say a little bit. You have significantly less on your plate from a communication standpoint in terms of making the calls. And I think that's universal in football. You get, safeties are one of those things like middle linebacker where you're the quarterback of the defense, right? So oftentimes in most systems, regardless, the safeties are communicating with the corners on the correct technique or the scheme to play. But on the flip side, playing corner, you're just naturally on the island. It's just what it is. I always say it all the time. Corner is a personality trait. It's not a position. So at the end of the day, you have to be comfortable being on that island. When that ball goes in the air, oftentimes you're going to be judged by the end result of the play regardless. Similar to a quarterback. The receiver could run the wrong route. The ball could be tipped. You can get pressure on you. If you throw the pick, it's your pick that you threw. So I think just coming down to the corner spot, there's much more technical things that go on because a misstep here, a misstep there. You don't have the reliance on depth as your friend. You're going to get thrown right in the fire. I think that's the biggest thing about the transition to corner. Then obviously there's always the athleticism piece that you got to get up and run with some of the fastest players on the team. So it's just kind of part of it.
One question I did have, since we're talking about kind of personnel to a certain extent, Jake makes a good point, right? A room that was pretty thin in the spring, obviously filled in a lot with the transfer portal, with things like that. So I know it's been a short window for you, but maybe just talk to a few names that folks should probably be familiar with as we head closer and closer to the season. That'll probably be seeing some action this time, or here in less than a month, or just over a month anyways, excuse me.
Yeah. I know fans are pretty familiar with the guys returning. So you have like RJ Stewart, who we're really looking forward to, big time athlete, redshirted last year. You have Mikey Munn, who I always see. That's a fan favorite right there. And I'm a fan of Mikey as well. Mikey's playing corner, so Mikey's looking to take a big step from his role last year. So we're looking forward to that. Tyler Green, previous to the transfers coming in, he was the oldest returner we had in the group, being a redshirt sophomore. This season, we have Jaheim Williams, who's redshirted last year and is going to his redshirt freshman season. Some of the transfer we brought in, we had DJ Kennard, big, tall, long corner from Michigan State. You know, when you see him, he looks like a small forward playing basketball. That's the type of size he has.
Nice.
A lot of development he has underway, but definitely has the tools and raw ability you look for. Ty Morris is a transfer from Ventura College in California. Coach's son, really has a lot of good traits that we're looking towards to seeing in fall camp. Jalen Bain Peterson, who was actually with me at Iowa Western during his redshirt season. So I've known Jalen here for maybe 3.5 seasons. So I've actually been at Jalen. In a weird way, I've kind of only been Jalen's college coach. He was at Texas State for a semester, but I've been with Jalen longer in college than he's ever had anybody else. So, and then we have Tyler Sucoat, transfer from Kansas, who's an older guy. We're looking forward to Deshaun Carter from Minot State. We're looking forward to Deshaun. Mark Williams from California. He's in the mix. And I hope I'm not forgetting anybody, but I know I am.
It's a lot of guys.
Yeah, and I'm going right off top, and they all mean a lot to me. But if I'm missing somebody, they're gonna get on me about it, and I can't remember who I'm missing, but that's a part of it.
I'm waiting for a comment to pop in just in the chat.
Yeah, somebody got. I'm missing somebody in there. I'm blanking on it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and you mentioned Jalen and DJ. They are not your typical corners. Normally your corners are that 5'10" to 6'1", maybe at max. Both these guys are legitimate 6'3" dudes.
Yeah.
What does it mean to have that kind of length out on the edges?
Yeah, genetically it's great. Walking off the bus is awesome, and when you line them up, definitely receivers with height advantages. At least the offensive coordinator is looking like, okay, well, it's not. That 50-50 ball might really be 50-50. And then other than that, there's always with long, tall corners, there's always some technique things that you always have to shore up. It's kind of like in basketball. Victor Wembanyama is awesome that he's 7'5", but you also got some mechanical things. You got to kind of take care of, or else you got the injury history like Joel Embiid does, right? Yep. So there's some technique things going on, but overall, you can never teach the size and the athleticism. So as many big, tall, fast guys that we can get that fit in our culture, we're going to try to do that. And I always say, as we're going, I stand, I'm 6 feet tall, and, I walk into our room and there's about 5, close to 6 of them that are my height or taller. So we're getting to a really good spot, and everybody that's under 6 foot, they should feel like they're 6 foot. So we're in a good spot.
Good deal.
Yeah. Well, I have a question that might throw the DB room into chaos. But I have to ask it, Coach. Who's the fastest? I feel like
other than me.
Oh, no, you can. Okay,
he's in the prime.
I should say. I should.
Yeah, I just got started.
You're getting your prime. That's right. Other than you, of course. But who's the fastest corner? Like I said, this might create chaos when you get back, but
this right here is actually facts. So what I'm going to say is not going to cause any chaos. Based on raw numbers and factual information, it's Mikey Munn.
Okay.
By far.
I was going to say we had heard that before. I've also heard at times that Mikey Munn may be the fastest guy on the team. I've heard that's debatable, but I've heard it's not a crazy thing to say.
I'll tell you, he's fast. I'll get him by a step, but he'll be on my trail. Mikey's fast. He can go. We saw a little bit
of that at the spring day or spring game family day deal. We saw the guys going through the drills, and you went, okay, that guy's got a different gear.
He can go. No, he can roll. And we have plenty of other ones too that can go. We have guys that are up there with him, but he literally ran the fastest. So it's not even an opinion on that one.
All right, good. Maybe it's not as much chaos as I thought.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. Yeah. Mikey. Okay, I got a question for y'all.
Okay.
All right.
What corner are you looking forward to potentially having the biggest year?
That is a fun question. Grant, you feeling comfortable with it?
I am. I already knew it coming into it, and it's not going to be as exciting because we just talked about him, but it's Mikey Munn. Right?
Okay.
I think I will say, obviously, from a corner perspective, for sure, because I know that role is increasing for him this year. But I would like to assume that we're probably going to be seeing him in the return game in some capacity as well, since we did a little bit last year.
I can't
I
give
don't
you
know.
any hints on that. So
You can't. Right. I was gonna say you don't have to answer that, but I'm just as a fan, I'm just gonna put that out there that I have a feeling we'll see him, on kickoff, potentially even punt return. Right. So, but yeah, I'm excited for him and what this year's gonna bring for sure.
All right, so I'm gonna give 2 just so I don't get in trouble, or at least not looked upon as negatively. Yes, Mikey has been a fan favorite with the podcast, so that's a layup of a answer. So Grant, way to toe the line. But I got 2. I got a returning coyote, and then I'll do a transfer.
All right.
For returning, I am actually super stoked to see RJ Stewart play. Everything I've heard, this kid, he's a freak of nature. Just stupid athletic. So I'd love to see it out on the field. Winning the dunk contest, my pick in that. I knew that was going to happen, and nobody believed me.
Forgot about that. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see him play, see him get his time. And then I'm actually really excited to see DJ play. 6'3" doesn't walk out there too often as a corner. Getting a little time learning from in Michigan State, bringing that in. It'll be interesting to see how that transfers to the Missouri Valley. So I there's my 2. Keep it very simple on that.
Yeah, I hope you guys are both right, and we're going to work towards making you guys right on those, man.
I want to be proven wrong just because other guys stepped up and took control of it too. You know,
let's do it. Yeah, let's get some competition here.
We'll bring you on at the end of the season and go, yeah, it was just a tie, coach. They were all in first. So
yeah, everybody good. We had all Missouri Valley performers there. The whole,
right.
selection came from us.
I mean, if I'm voting.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm already knowing the way you're going. Yeah, we're going to sweep the field in that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we'll transition to this season then, and we'll get you out of here. But really, this is going to kind of tie into your time that you just spent coaching at University of Cincinnati to your season opener.
Mm-hmm.
You had an opportunity to already coach in Ames, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a heck of a game. It was a back and forth, down to the wire game. You know, what are you bringing from that scenario, that situation that you were already in, and how are you applying it to the guys getting ready?
Yeah, that's a good question. Number one, just the familiarity of it. Wasn't that long ago when we were playing them. We played them later in the season. So a lot of the things that were happening when we were playing them at Cincinnati, I can still carry over now. There's no need to talk about how, they're a great program over there. They run it, they make consistent. But little things like, just being in the stadium, knowing the away locker room is, understanding at least the philosophy of what they want to do offensively is a big deal. Just, the quarterback return. So we played the quarterback, both the running backs return, a couple of receivers, the linemen. So there's some scouting things where at least there's familiarity. Coach Mitch, last year when he was at the University of Iowa, they played him as well.
Exactly.
So both of us played them last year. So we can both compare. We played them at 2 different times of the year. So that's kind of a big deal. I'm definitely looking forward to playing at week 1. The advantages will be seen on the field through the result. But I definitely feel confident that, some of the things that we were working on last year at Cincinnati, at least there's a foundation of knowledge. And now the interesting part about that game last year, though, was we are both running the same defense.
Yes.
The
3-3-5.
Yeah. The 3 high, because our defensive coordinator at Cincinnati came from Iowa State. He was there for 10 years. So the scheme in that game was actually insane because every team was yelling the same stuff. It was the same. It was on defense. Nobody was surprised. It was crazy.
That's interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Shout out to Coach Vite over there, man, too. But
that doesn't happen very often, but that's interesting.
Yeah, it was an interesting deal. Yeah, it came down to the wire. So yeah, we're looking forward to going out there and playing there and competing.
So what do you think of the stack 3 defense? Just your opinion.
Yeah. It was a great experience going in there and learning it. From the outside looking in, I did not think it operated the way it did. From the outside looking in, honestly, it just looks like a lot of people running around. I mean, to be honest, you got the safety in the middle of the field, and you're like, what is this man doing here, right? But in reality, it's a lot of core fundamentals of regular football. It's just coming at different depths. So hopefully, I hope to be able to, give a little bit of insight potentially because on Iowa State's defense and how they run it, maybe.
Exactly.
But Yeah, but it's definitely a unique scheme in college football. You have to recruit to it. But the way those the guys over there are running it, and Iowa State are running it, they definitely perfected it to a really high level, which making other people get to the scheme. And yeah, it's definitely a science to it, and it's definitely a little bit of a family on who's running it. You got to kind of be all in on that.
Yeah, it's nuts to watch, and it does feel like sometimes there's about 13 or 14 defenders out there just with the gap sound capabilities. And I was very impressed with Cincinnati. I grew up an Iowa State fan, so I've seen the transition when Heacock started it against Texas. But no, I was just curious on your take on what you thought, and especially being on the defensive side.
Yeah, definitely a unique scheme out there, and one that when you learn it, it definitely opens up your eyes to some possibilities of X's and O's.
Yeah, and then with it, the non-conference doesn't stop there, and the road games don't stop. Iowa State, and we're not going to go through the whole schedule, but you go from Ames, your Power 5 opponent, to at Lamar, who was just picked preseason 4th for their conference. How does that feel doing 2 road games, 2, I'd say, season-building opportunities back-to-back almost?
Yeah, those are 2 big challenges coming up. Going down there in Texas and playing Lamar, you're battling a lot of factors. You're battling your first legitimately far road game. Yep. You're probably most likely going to encounter Texas heat. And they're going to encounter a good football team that's going to have some speed to burn. So I think those are 2 great tests to start the season off for us. It's going to give us a good barometer of where we are as a program. And, most importantly, I think what's awesome is just the ability to go to 2 different states and kind of put our brand of football, on the map a little bit. We're playing on Fox for the first one. We go down to Lamar. We're going down to Texas to play. And, I'm going to assume half the people down to Texas, like, they're coming from where? So I think it's a good opportunity for us. No different way or alternative way we'd rather start the season than 2 big-time tests on the road. So.
Yep, exactly. And then Yote fans right there to try to bait you a little bit more into it, but it sounds like 2-0 to me.
Yote fan is confident.
We can't get him to fold tonight, guys. He's doing a pretty good job staying in the coaching lane.
I got my poker face on. I'm feeling good.
I will say, I know you mentioned, 2 exciting opportunities. I know, to your point, that game being on Fox is such good exposure for our guys and our program. So when I saw that, I was blown away and glad to see that it was the case there. And to your point too, I know the fans are extremely excited for this Iowa State game as well. I've told Jake and Mitch before, I've mentioned the show before, but I'm confident this will probably be the most well-traveled Power 5 game, both because of proximity and because of where the state of the program is right now. So, I mean, I may be being way too bullish, but I wouldn't be shocked to see like 1,000 Yote fans there, like in Ames. I don't think that's
your number's low.
I think it's, as I say, you could talk me into 2,500, 3,000 fans. I really could see it. So I'm really excited too to see what, although it might be a small sliver of the stadium, I think it's going to be a little bit more than people think. A lot of action names. So I know the fan base is equally excited for that home or for the season opener there.
Yeah, I really think that all of the Yote fans, we should really be trying to get buses going. I think we should all bring the walleye from Bunyan's over. I think we should really just get there, whether it's by horse, donkey, walking, running, bus, plane to Des Moines. We need to get to Ames. We got to get there.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. Well, like we said, it's the closest Power 5 school to Vermilion, other than in Nebraska. I think that's Nebraska and Iowa State are the 2 closest. So it's like, there was ever a time you were gonna make the trip, hop in the car, and
right now,
Ames. Right now,
exactly. I agree. Make plans. I agree. It's right now. I agree.
Let's get we got so many players from Iowa, Minnesota, South Dakota. I mean, just getting their family to travel will be easy. I know I'm bringing a bus of about 20 people. So Grant,
we've got a carload of 6 guys. We're gonna head down Thursday night before that game to Kansas City to see Nebraska and Cincinnati play. We're gonna get back that way. So we got a full football weekend. We're real sickos. So who
are you rooting for in the Cincinnati Nebraska game? Who are you rooting for?
He's going to hurt your feelings.
Fan. Yeah, I'm going to hurt your feelings a little bit. I'm a Nebraska fan. Both my parents grew up in Nebraska, but it's it's tough. It's been tough sledding for a Nebraska fan, so I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I'll hit you with the coach speak on that, but you probably know who I'm rooting for.
Yeah, I can connect the dots. I have a feeling I know.
Yeah, little allegiance there.
All right. So, like I said, we won't go into the whole season. Just how you feeling being able to come in first year competing in what most call the top conference in FCS? How's that feel and how you feeling going into it?
Yeah, no, it's a blessing. It feels awesome. I've been getting more pumped up to the day. I didn't know coming into it. I've always known about Missouri Valley. Obviously, being some places before, I've always been in proximity of Vermilion and understood the program. But as we're getting closer to camp and playing this schedule, man, I've been pumped up. I've had more people tell me about fans of the Missouri Valley. Have played in the Missouri Valley. Fans of the Yotes. So just every day being able to go to work at a place that gets so much support, and our coaching staff is so connected and really great leadership from the administration all the way down. I want to just be able to be a big part of it and play my role enough to help us get the wins that we need to do and impact some young men's lives. So no, I'm pumped up. I wish fall camp started tomorrow. So
good deal.
I think we're ready to go here.
That's awesome. All right, Grant, you got any other questions about football?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I do want to make one final plug for us here as we hit the home stretch. But so hitting here the end of July into August, we've got about 5 shows before the season starts. So obviously, Jake, you and I and Mitch have been going through topics and talking about what we're going to talk about. But for any of the fans listening, if you want to hear us talk about something before the season starts, hit us on Twitter or Facebook or in the chat here on YouTube. We see those even after the show's been posted. But if there's something specific you want to see us talk about, hit us up. But otherwise, we'll be doing, of course, our season prediction show. Once we get a little bit closer, we'll be doing the Iowa State preview show prior to the game. So actually probably more like 4 shows, right, that we have. So let us know what you want to hear. We'll accommodate accordingly because we want to be able to hit on the things that people want to hear about. But boy, oh boy, we are dangerously close to football. It's a great time of year. So
now, real quick, we got one last question for you, Coach. But before we do, I just want to continue to add on to what Grant said. With it, while you're here, if you haven't, please subscribe. We're up over 100. Very pumped to see that. Love to see the Coyote fans tagging along. The comments, the chat is getting busier and busier with each episode. So keep it up. Feel free to interact with us. We enjoy the heck out of it. We know Yote fans been there since day one. Ray, you're not far behind, so we appreciate all the love and support on this, and we're going to keep going until there's a 0 up on that views. Then maybe we'll start questioning it. All right, so Coach, I know you haven't been in Vermilion for long, but this is a question we've asked every guest. Vermilion has a fantastic food scene for how small it is. What is your go-to restaurant?
This isn't a restaurant.
Okay.
But it's a place to eat.
Okay.
Cow and Spoon.
Cow and Spoon. Okay.
The ice cream. That's pretty much
Cow and Spoon. Yeah. Sorry, I was
like ice cream.
Yeah. On Main Street. All right. Yeah.
Brick House.
Yep.
Good eats. I've had CC's. That's good. Cafe Brulee. I had multiple times on all the official visits. I'm in Cafe Brulee quite a few times. I like it. I'm blanking on the name. This is probably Mr. Smith's.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yep.
I got a lot. I'm going to go with Cow and Spoon's number 1 because I like ice cream. But number 2 is definitely going to be Mr. Smith's.
Nice.
Number 3, CC's.
Okay.
I like it. I mean, anytime you get a sandwich in a hardware store.
I mean,
that's great.
Dude, they told me when I first went there, they're like, yeah, go to Miss. I'm like, where is it? And then I put it on the map and it brought me to Ace Hardware. And I'm like, there's no way. So I didn't even go in.
Yeah.
I'm like, this thing doesn't exist anymore. And I waited like 2 months. And then they're like, dude, you have to go in the Ace Hardware. I'm like, what am I going to get lumber, then go? And when I made a right and I looked, I'm like, no way. Yeah.
Crazy. Don't make a left. Because then you're going to make a deposit. So
yeah.
That's Ace for you.
Exactly. So yeah, no, that's definitely one of the crazier things I've been a part of, but I respect it.
Yeah. Well, and I respect the poll. I don't think anybody said Mr. Smith's yet.
See, man, I'm into the finer things.
Yeah,
See?
hey, you got that right. Have you made it for breakfast yet to there?
Only had it for breakfast.
Okay. Good.
Do they have what do they have what do they have for the lunch that I need to go towards?
Well, I like the Philly.
Oh,
If I
okay.
remember correctly. Yeah. But just fresh loaf of bread. I mean, literally a loaf of bread for you on the sandwiches.
Literally a loaf.
It's a hearty sandwich, that's for sure. But
They
I don't think I've made a mistake yet.
That's for sure. So it makes it great.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm gonna have to try it.
All right, perfect. Well, Grant, do you have any other questions for Coach?
No, Coach, appreciate the time. As always, and like I said, looking forward to the season and good luck, of course. But as always, go Yotes.
Yeah, go Yotes. I appreciate it. Glad I was able to get on. I always see you guys on Twitter. I'm like, I want to get on this. So awesome.
We appreciate you joining, Coach.
Yeah,
Go Yotes.
Yeah, go Yotes.